So nice to meet you again.
Nice to see you again. Thanks.
Finally, we're in your beautiful abode.
Oh, thanks.
Slash office, like everybody now.
Everything,
everybody has
man.
an office in their home right now. So it's like, you know, your home cannot come without an office at this point in time, and so it's really nice to be here. I met your daughter and your son, and so I'm excited to, you know, for you guys to get to meet them as well. They're fun
characters.
They're fun characters, literally. You know, I wish there was like a Big Brother Children's.
Oh, don't give anybody that idea. Don't listen to that idea. That's chaos.
Yeah, I'm sure they will do perfectly well in it. So, but I mean, from our last interview, you're a special needs mom, right? So how is that experience in general?
Well, I say, like, being a special needs parent, it still has the whole experience that you would have as a neurotypical parent, right? Of a normal child, right? You still have to deal with all those things. We don't
understand those terminology.
or we still have to go through the normal things of growth and getting colds and teeth falling out, and all those things still happen. But you just have the additional needs and peculiarities that come with having a special needs child. So that can mean, you know, a lot of expenditure in terms of therapies, in terms of medical needs. So a lot of diagnoses come with some kind of medical need or some kind of cognitive need, which you have to kind of put a lot of time, put a lot of effort into it. But for us, you know, yes, having a special needs child, I say, is expensive, but it's more than is made up for in the amount of joy and love that comes with it.
What's the most remarkable experience that you can think of, you know, being... Yeah, I know there probably is like loads.
You know what? The strange thing is that when you ask that, you know, I was immediately kind of searching for this big thing, but what I've learned is that there's remarkability in the smallest thing. For a special needs parent, like, what may seem like nothing to someone else is like a huge,
big deal.
You know, a big deal, you know, especially when you have delays in communication or abilities in speech, and then suddenly your child starts to say stuff, and even beyond that, starts to understand stuff, and just the fact that she can write her own name. I mean, real basic things, but you know, some people would think that and have told us that she would never be able to do this or be able to do that, and she's crushed everything that they said. So I would say it's the everyday little things that just can change everything. You can be in a terrible mood and something happens.
Do you have other children that you help out with this, or other parents that you help out with this? Do they come and, like, you know, please just take them, Tonye, please take them?
No, so some people always like, you should open a school. I'm like, no, I'm not. You know what? I just feel like I have a responsibility and a role to my children, because we're not always going to be here, so they have to thrive on their own. But what happened is that when I started this journey, you know, I wasn't on Instagram till like 2 years ago. It didn't really interest me. I'm not really into it and all that. But because I began to understand how important our existing was, right? We weren't trying to make our special needs journey look, oh, it's so wonderful, or woe is me. We just wanted to exist. And so we just decided, you know what, let's just share a little of her, share our lives, and make people understand that these children are not an abomination. People have called it an abomination. Yeah, but they're not cursed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing, it's just life. That it's just okay. So, and that's how I got into the Instagram and social media. And after like maybe a couple weeks or a month of posting, other parents started to contact me saying that, oh, they have a child, or they know someone that has a child, can I advise, And that's how it really started. So we actually have a couple of different groups, and then I have a social media team now because I can't handle it myself. And people get in touch, and even people without special needs children get in touch because they have concerns about their children. And over the years, I've done videos. We have a YouTube channel, the Simone's Oasis YouTube channel, and some of my videos are on there. And I literally, as I'm learning, I share what I've learned. And that's really how it happens. Even the potty training one is very popular for all parents, even those without special needs, because it was really, really good and on point for us, because she was much easier to potty train, my daughter with special needs, Simone, than my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she had a lot less accidents than him. And yet they will say, you know, it's hard to train a special needs child, and it just shows that really the limitations on us, not on our children.
them, not on them. So, I mean, talk a little bit more about Simone's Oasis, right?
Yes. So my second child is Simone. She's going to be 6 soon. I know, I can't believe it's happening. 29th of August. Simone's Oasis. So I have 2 children, and I felt at some point that both their needs were not being met. Their needs weren't being met. For my son, he's an African child, he's a Nigerian child, he's a black child. And he would say things like, "Oh, mom, you know, I want my hair like this," and he points at Ronaldo picture. I say, "Oh boy, you're black, with afro. You can't get Ronaldo's hair." Then he won't understand. But mommy, we're white now. I said, "Hey, we're not white. Let me explain this." So having to have that conversations, and we're quite you know, black power household. We're quite militant. But to still have that meant we had to be even more conscious about what he was taking in and consuming. So I started to look at stuff, and I wanted to look for Nigerian children's books and stuff, and there weren't that many as well. But we found some really good ones. But really the genesis of it all was a conversation he had with me about his sister. And that got me explaining to him about Down syndrome, and we entered that rabbit hole, and we are still going down that rabbit hole. So I would say Simone's Oasis, we're empowering the African child through entertainment. I don't believe in, you know, beating people over the head with a message, but the visual image, music, things like that are so good at relaying a particular message you want to get through, and sometimes the consumer doesn't even know it. So our message is really kind of empowering the black child, the Nigerian child, the African child, by seeing themselves represented, but also a call to action for them to start telling their own stories and watch other format, and understanding it's a collaborative effort. So get your friends. Maybe you have a friend who can draw, you can write, another one who can sing, another one that likes to take pictures, whatever format it is that you feel that you want to tell a story. There's so many mediums of which you can do that, and encouraging children as young as 4 to start doing it. It doesn't matter. It's not about quality. It's just to get them used and understanding that, hey, I can do this. You know, we can do this. So that's part of it. The other part is that I started aggregating other content, because it's expensive to make content. And people actually joined on board. I was shocked, because I'm like, I'm not paying you. I don't have any money, but this is my mission. And just some amazing people on board, you know, the Bino and Fino guys, Turtle Taido, Proud African Roots, DW, the Deutsche Welle, you know, Pineapple TV, now TVC, you know, so people are coming on board, and I haven't paid a dime, because they're understanding the mission. And we move better as a group than as a single effort. Then lastly, the mission of Simone's Oasis is to empower the content maker.